Hello, welcome to my channel. Today my subject is going to be my prostate cancer. So it's just going to be a short little video. I just wanted to record this. Um, and so back in 2018, I found out that I had prostate cancer. So I decided to have the external beam radiation, and so I had that. And then everything's been going fine all these years. That was like 7 years ago. And so usually when you go past 5 years after treatment, they consider that you're cured. But then I found out that sometimes it might reoccur after the 5 years. I've gone 7 years, which is even longer, so they don't really expect it to return at that point. But I found out that the people that do have a recurrence uh, is usually about 3% of the patients. So I guess I've joined the 3% club. So anyway, I went up and my PSA test is the blood test that you have to have all the time to keep an eye on it. And all of a sudden, it started spiking and going way up. And so they thought that it would probably be good to do a PET scan. And so I've never had a PET scan, but basically what it is they give you radioactive fluid and they put it into your blood system, and then it was specific for prostate cancer. And so they checked me from the top of my head down to my mid thighs here. And so when they were scanning, they found out that the prostate was all right, but it had some of the cancer cells had migrated to my pelvic area, and so that's where they found it this time. So anyway, I haven't talked to the oncologist about what my options are yet, and so it I'm sure that there'll be something that I'll choose to do for that. The main thing people need to realize is when I know it's real scary when you first get diagnosed that you got prostate cancer, but what you've got plenty of time to research it and find out, what you need to do. And then you go talk to the doctors and see what they offer, and then you take your time and figure out what would be the best thing for you. And so that's where I'm at right now. I'm not really sure. And like I said in my first video, I'm not going to make this a journey of my cancer. I just want to kind of document it here on my channel in case other people might be going through the same thing. So anyway, I got to thinking about it, and I don't really think that what I was doing caused it, but I don't think it helped either. And so I've kind of looked at my situation, and I've always been, my whole life, I've been a sugarholic. And that's because when I was growing up, my parents and my whole family actually, they would have dessert almost after every meal. And so, breakfast, you might have biscuits and jelly and everything, or you might have pancakes with syrup and all that. And then at lunch, you might have a piece of pie or pudding or something. And then for dinner, you probably would have something like a piece of cake. And when I was out running around when I was younger, I would probably have a soda and a few candy bars during the day and all that stuff. So when I got older, I pretty much don't have any vices anymore. And so the last one that I had was allowing myself to eat all the sugaries that I wanted to eat. And so I, I've been thinking about that, and I thought, well, I knew I didn't have a whole lot of years left, so I was just going to enjoy the years that I have left, just enjoying as much as I can. And so, but thinking about it, I also discovered, like in the last few years, I've rediscovered that I like to eat steaks. And so I have been eating a whole lot of steaks and a whole lot of sugar and all these things. So uh, basically, when you have a chance of cancer or it runs in your family or whatever, you should stay away from a lot of red meat and mostly fruits and vegetables and maybe some uh, chicken or turkey or something like that, and a lot of fish. Fish is very good for you, especially salmon. But the problem with that is it happens to be the least favorite fish for me. I don't really care for salmon, but I'm eating a whole lot of salmon now. But it made me think about um, us as human beings, and especially once we've been born again, we're the temple of the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit lives inside of us, and so we're supposed to take care of our body, which is the temple. And so I got to thinking about uh, we as Christians, we like to talk about other sins and other things, but we don't always talk about taking care of ourselves and our bodies. In fact, uh, Christians and are usually the first at the all-you-can-eat buffets and stuff. So uh, anyway, we should take better care of our bodies. And so that's what I'm finding out the hard way this time is that I should have been eating a lot better than I did the whole time instead of letting myself go. Uh, and gluttony is a sin just like anything else. And there's a lot of people out there that does a lot of things that aren't good for you, and they always make excuses. Well, this is all right and that's all right. It's kind of like I have a lot of friends that like to smoke, their whole life, and it was like I told them, you shouldn't really do that. I never did it myself, but I would tell them that, and they would just tell me to shut up. And so a lot of them have emphysema and COPD and all these various things that you get when you do that. And so, I've even seen people lately talking about cigars. It's like, oh, this is wonderful. It's nothing wrong with it. And so, I remember back when Rush Limbaugh was saying all that, oh, how wonderful it was. But, we need him right now, but he's not around because he got into smoking cigars, and then he got lung cancer. So it's not a heaven or hell issue. You're not going to hell if you do that, or if you eat badly, or you're a glutton, or whatever. Uh, but we should be more mindful of our bodies as a temple of the Holy Spirit. That's the only message I'm getting out here. There's like a lot of people today like to drink as Christians. And it's like, well, that's really not a good thing to do as far as your health, and it's not a good witness. But if somebody, I don't condemn people that do. I say it's best if you don't do that, because drinking causes a lot of other problems, also health problems. And I know a lot of people say, well, I just have a drink in moderation, and maybe with a meal or something. And I've been gone out to dinner with different Christians before, and they'll have a drink with dinner, and it seems funny to me that their lips are start getting loose, and they'll start saying things that they wouldn't normally say, and so it's not really a good thing. And so it reminds me of the Daniel back in the Old Testament, went he didn't want to eat from the king's table, and the king was having meat sacrificed to other idols and stuff, so they didn't want it in the first place. But and they had wine at every meal and all that stuff, and so Daniel said, I don't want to do that. Well, to not get in trouble, uh, they said, well, you're going to have to do that. And so Daniel had them to do a test. He said, well, give us 10 days and we'll eat only vegetables and drink water, and you have your people eat what they usually eat from the king's table, and we'll see who's stronger after the 10 days. So they did that, and come to find out that Daniel was a lot stronger than the people that ate from the king's table. So that's just a one example of eating right, and he had other things involved, but basically we don't have to have all these other things to and be in good shape. So anyway, it's just something to consider. It's not something that, like I said, is a heaven or hell issue, but we can all do better. We have our little things that we like to hang on to, even when the Holy Spirit tries to make us see that, we should be in better shape, because we'll be here a lot longer if we do, and we'll be able to do a lot more of the Lord's work if we adhere to the little better practices as far as keeping our body in shape. Well, so anyway, I had some other things on my mind, but they are slipping my mind right now. So I'll just end it here, and I, I'm not getting too many views anyway, so it's just I'm just chronicling this thing that I'm going through now, and I hope that you might have got something out of it, and I hope you stay tuned for my other videos that I'll be doing.